Okay, so this is Steve Sherman with My Mini Casa, but also he's an agent for My Mini Casa, and he's an amazing guy. And we met through Travis Gunn,
Yep.
I believe. And what's the relationship there?
Yeah, his father-in-law and I are very close personal friends.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. And so it was Gretchen and...
No, it's actually Summer's dad.
Oh, Summer's dad.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
his
went on
father.
the cruise with them this week.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that's very right. They went on the cruise. I saw that. So I asked Steve to come in and do a quick interview and talk a little bit about disability trusts.
Special needs trust.
Special needs trusts.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Why special needs trust versus disability trusts?
I don't know what a disability trust is, but I know enough about a special needs trust to be dangerous.
Good, okay.
I'm not an attorney, so I'm not giving legal advice as we talk here, but I'm just throwing this out for information so that if somebody sees a need for it, whether it be themselves or a friend, that they could go to an attorney and have a special needs trust drawn up for them and get the specific details of that special needs trust.
Very good.
So most typically when somebody has a special needs trust, it's for when they have somebody that is on Social Security and they cannot own any assets and they cannot generate an income because it will affect their government benefits. But through the special needs trust, they have the ability, or a person, parent, for example, of a child with developmental issues, could fund the special needs trust, which can meet the needs of that child, so the parent could generate income without affecting the benefits of that child or of an adult with developmental disabilities, for example.
So growing up, it was interesting. My father passed away when I was 9 years old. And when I became 16 years old, I remember I went out and I got my first job. And my mom said to me, and I don't know why this is, but it has to do with this, I'm sure. My mom said to me, Aaron, I think I could get that one. Aaron, you can't work if you, oh, you're good. Aaron, you can't work. If you go out and you work, for every $2 you make, I lose $1 of my income. And so I said, oh, interesting, I didn't know this. And so this is what this had to be in general to.
Right.
And so is that basically what you're saying, is that people that then support a special needs can't work as well?
Well, let me give you a good example that I have. My sister is the executor for her brother-in-law, who's a quadriplegic. He's 60 years old, and he has Social Security benefits which are providing for some of his services that he gets. But if he owns assets or if he has an income, which he can't do anyhow, then those benefits go away. But his father, the son who's a quadriplegic, his father set up a special needs trust with $500,000 in that special needs trust. Now the father passed away, so my sister, as the executor, they used the Social Security benefits to provide for his needs, but they also have this special needs trust that's just sitting there to provide for any extra needs he might have. For example, they bought a car that was set up for a wheelchair, so he can just drive his wheelchair right up in the back of this van, and it's paid for by the Special Needs Trust, but it's by having that money in the Special Needs Trust, it's not affecting his Social Security benefits. Now you want to be specific with an attorney how these set up for your specific cases. But these are used quite often for people with developmental disabilities because they have needs, they're getting Social Security benefits, but if they make an income or somebody says, hey, I'm going to give a house to this person as an asset, that will affect their Social Security benefits, which is what we are trying to protect.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when I first started My Mini Casa, there was 4 people that I loved helping, and one of them was at-home moms, because my wife, and she was an at-home mom full-time. Then there was disabled vets or military, and then there was people with disabilities or families that had disabilities. I really didn't really helped or enjoyed helping and those types of things. And so it's interesting because as I first met Steve, this conversation came up a lot where, I would talk to people about, I want to help them, and they said they couldn't because they would lose their Social Security money and everything else. And so mostly this is what started this conversation. It was really unique. And so again, I like how Steve adheres, and he says, I'm not an attorney, but here's some guidelines for helping us. And there are agents that I know that have set up these processes for being able to make income and still help and support their special needs. Because I believe that people that aren't so independent on others tend to heal faster in the process of special needs and that type of thing. So,
people with disabilities oftentimes, and again, I use the people with developmental disabilities, they have a tremendous need, but they have no way of providing for those needs because Social Security will not provide enough for them. So if I have a son that's got a developmental disability, I can buy a life insurance policy for all intents and purposes, or if I'm rich, I can just fund it with cash from my account, or when I pass away and I'm no longer capable of providing for my son, that $500,000 life insurance policy would go into that special needs trust to provide those necessities.
Yeah, very good. So tell us, it was awesome that I met you and you knew all this stuff, but tell us how you came to find My Mini Casa.
Well, My Mini Casa I learned about from Travis Gunn, actually from his mother-in-law. And my wife and I are both retired. I owned an insurance agency for 38 years, and due to some medical issues of my own, I was no longer capable of running that agency. So I was looking for ways and someplace that I could earn income. This is not relative to a special needs trust, but someplace that my wife and I could earn income to supplement our retirement. Whereas owning the insurance agency was no longer a viable option. So My Mini Casa has really met that need quite well because I can do it on the road. So if my wife and I are traveling, we can do it. I can do it right from the car. If my wife is driving, I can be working My Mini Casa. If I'm driving, she can be working My Mini Casa. If we go on vacation in Del Mar, we just set up my computer there and we work the quotes as they come in, or my wife will work the advertising piece of it. So both she and I are very capable of doing the sales process and being effective with our time.
No, it's interesting. Why do you mention Del Mar? Is that where your other son lives? Or?
No, I have another son that lives in Ontario Ranch in Southern California, but we have a friend that has a home in Del Mar. It's one of 4 that they have, and they are kind enough to allow us to use that.
Wow, that is a nice friend. I need to meet this friend.
Yes, it's about a $7 million home.
Whoa!
And so they tell us they're on their yacht from July, August, and September. And I live in St. George where it's 110 degrees during the middle of summer. They say, hey, use the house for as long as you'd like to. We're not going to be there for July, August, or September. So this past summer, we took used the house for an entire month.
That's amazing.
Which is just amazing.
That's a good friend right there.
Yeah, that's a great friend. Awesome. My wife's, by the way.
That is great. That's good. So, would you recommend My Mini Casa to other people?
I would recommend My Mini Casa to other people, and there's a wide variety of people that this fits their needs. Because it's for people that, I've got a masseuse, for example, that she will have days that she's not giving massages, but she can do My Mini Casa on the side and still generate income without affecting her massage business. Or people that are retired like myself, and there's a wonderful couple in South Carolina, that are doing this as well. He has a full-time job, and he and his wife are working this part-time and generating income. So I also met people that have taken a one-year vacation in a travel trailer, with a travel trailer, and worked this from while they're on their vacation. And by having both the husband and wife working it, they were very effective and made it very much worth their while.
Oh, interesting. Wow, that's good. Which one's that?
I can't think of the name right this second.
That's
They were
right.
here for a conference when we were
Oh,
here in
okay.
August.
Yeah, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
That makes sense to me. So tell me.
Now, we also had somebody here in August that had a child with severe developmental disabilities, and I just use that as an example because I'm familiar with that particular area. But they're being successful using My Mini Casa to generate additional income when it's not practical for them to go to work 8 hours a day and to be away from the home. They want to be with their child.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have kids, grandkids?
I have 3 sons. One son, my oldest son, passed away 14 months ago from a drug overdose. And I have 2 other sons that are alive. I have 6 grandkids that 4 of them live up here in Lehigh, which is about 10 minutes from where we're at here with Aaron. And the other one lives in in LA County in a place called Ontario Ranch. So we were in Ontario Ranch last week working My Mini Casa while we're on vacation with 2 of my grandkids during Christmas. We went home for a day, drove north, and are spending another 5 days up here in Lehigh with the 4 grandkids, and we're going to go home tomorrow.
Wow. So what's the one thing that, maybe there is one thing, but what's the one thing you would give the advice to your grandkids as they grow up?
Well, the advice I would give my grandkids would be live within your means.
Nice. I like that. That's a good one.
Unfortunately, so many people stretch themselves way too thin, and it causes a tremendous burden for them. But my grandkids, I want them to live within their means, and they don't have to have all the glitz and glamour up front. They can have it on the back end, whereas, for example, if somebody's living in a house that's paid for, they can't lose it, number one, but it frees up all that income, all that money that goes to house payments. So if they can just stay focused on living within their means, not running up unnecessary debt, but running up savings accounts.
What do you...
Pay yourself first, or in my case, second after tithing.
Right, that's good. What's something you still want to hope to accomplish this year?
Well, I hope to accomplish being more successful with My Mini Casa. The biggest problem I'm having right now, or my wife and I are having, is that we need to be more consistent with our ad campaigns, and on being able to follow up with the customers that respond to us. Now, I know that a lot of customers are looking at old ads that we've posted quite a while back, and we're still getting contacts from them. So our goal is we don't do quotes over the internet or over Facebook, but we will only talk to people that will give us their phone number. If they don't give us their phone number, I think they're a suspect, not a prospect. And so we kind of avoid those because they're typically not going to be committed buyers to us, and we can't give them a sales presentation about why they want to buy from Steve and Linda Sherman and from My Mini Casa.
Okay, so you only give quotes if people will call you on the phone.
No, if they can call me on the phone, it's perfectly fine. I would gladly accept their phone calls, or if they would provide me their phone number so that I can call them.
No.
So if I can call them, and I want to know what their needs are. I don't want to just throw a number at them.
Sure.
That's dollar shopping. I want to make sure that we are providing the proper service that they need based on what their final use of the containers are going to be. So that's why I want their phone numbers. We get tons of people that call us for, tons of people that call us for quotes, that text us messaging through Facebook for quotes. And so what I do is I text back to them that I cannot quote over Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Well, the reason I can't do that is because I won't do that.
Yeah.
And so I will ask them for the zip code where they need the container because that helps me with the pricing. And I also ask them for their phone number so I can call and contact them. Now, do a lot of people just go away? Sure. I think that's great. They can call somebody else and tie up, and get quotes from a whole bunch of people.
Sure.
I'm not interested I'm not in the quote business. I'm in the business of selling containers.
That's awesome. This is great advice. I didn't even know I was going to get this great stuff from this guy, so that's awesome.
Well, 38 years of sales will teach you.
I love it. That's so good to me. That is amazing. That is really good. So is there any piece of the process or technology or software or anything like that that you feel like you could have more training or help in?
Well, I was given an idea from my son that has just been brilliant. And it's something on an iPhone called text replacement. Now, I'll give you an example. If somebody sends me a Facebook Messenger message asking for a price on a 40-foot container, in 2 keystrokes, I can send a message back to them telling them what I have available, telling them information about delivery, information about our warranty, in 2 keystrokes.
2 keystrokes.
So instead of spending a lot of time typing up these messages to each individual, it's through 2 keystrokes. So if I have 10 people in an hour that are asking for information, with a matter of minutes, I can text back to them. We don't quote over the phone. We have 40-foot, 20-foot, 45-foot high cubes and so forth. I can give them a lot of information, but I won't give them a price.
Wow, interesting.
So give me your phone number and your zip code, and I will work up a specific quote for you.
And that was called what? Text
replacement.
Text replacement. And that's something that's saved on your phone?
No, it's on the iPhone, and it comes up under General and then under Keyboards.
Okay.
In the settings. And so by using that, I have probably 20 different messages in there. Wow. Some of them are related to My Mini Casa.
Yeah.
That I use, that maybe they won't give me their phone, but they still asking for more information that I can send them back. Well, I don't quote over the phone. Yeah. Please send me your phone number. But I also use it a lot through church where I'm making an appointment. For example, I'm the secretary to our bishop. He'll have 15 people that he needs to meet with.
Wow. That
I can call them first, and then if I get their voicemail, I can, within 2 keystrokes, send them a message saying, Bishop would like to meet with you, and please give me a call and then I give them my phone number.
That's amazing. Wow.
So that was a great tip from my son.
I love it.
Makes up for all that I gave him when he was growing up.
Right, for sure. Well, any other thoughts or advice you'd have for us?
Well, I'm still learning about My Mini Casa, and I say learning about it. For example, today I learned a little bit about how logistics works with My Mini Casa that I didn't know before. So by coming in here and meeting with Aaron or the other folks here, they're all just wonderful people, but I always seem to learn something, and that's my goal. Yeah. If I'm going to come here, I want to learn one thing that I can use when I go home. And it's the same thing if I go to a convention. It's the same thing if meeting with other people. What can I learn from this?
That's good. Well, we hope to have more of Steve then. I'm going to invite him to be on more because the wealth of knowledge that I gained from him and the understanding of, some little things of concern about contention or things that might happen within the reps and that type of thing. And so I really appreciate you coming out today.
Yeah. And sometimes things can become a little bit difficult, but it's learning how to function in the system and how you would take care of the customer and what you tell the customer. You want to be honest and straightforward with them, and you don't want to do anything that would be misleading. And so that if a problem comes up, you've already addressed it in advance. And I think that solves a lot of problems. Yeah. It's how you do it, and it's not something that you have to be some sort of a super salesman on. It's very easy to learn. It can be learned in 90 minutes, basically. And then you need to take a little bit of your time to go through the system, to role play over and over again so you're comfortable. If I ask you a question, how are you going to answer that question?
That's good. So in the event that somebody sees this and they want to learn underneath your knowledge, are you in a place where you're ready to teach people?
Absolutely.
Okay,
My
I
number,
like it.
my phone number is 949-283-1765.
Wow, look at that. You even gave a phone number right for this.
That's
good.
right.
Well, Steve, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thanks for coming in today.
It's a pleasure
Thank you
always
very much.
being here with you.
Awesome.
Aaron.
I love it. Thank you very much.